towards Mama Afam's room. Her heart pounded in her chest as she gently pushed the door open, peeking inside. What she saw left her frozen in shock. Olamma had always admired her husband Afam. He was everything she ever wanted in a man. Handsome, kind, and so protective of his family. They had been married for 2 years. And while things seemed perfect, there was one mystery that troubled her. The constant presence of her mother-in-law, Mama Afam. Mama Afam had moved in with them temporarily, while her house was being renovated. Olamma didn't mind initially. After all, Mama Afam was her husband's only surviving parent, and she understood the close bond between them. What Olamma didn't understand was the strange ritual that surrounded Mama Afam's stay. Every night, Afam would leave their bed, saying, "I'm going to check up on Mama." At first, Olamma thought it was sweet. He was taking care of his mother. But after weeks of this, her suspicion began to grow. Afam would return late at night, smelling faintly of something strange, almost like warm milk. And then, there were always bottles of milk in their fridge. When Olamma questioned him about it, Afam simply told her it was prescribed by his doctor for his health, warning her not to touch it. But it didn't make sense. Why would a grown man need so much milk? And why would he never allow her help him buy it or even share from it? She found herself questioning this more and more. But every time she asked, Afam would brush it off with a quick excuse. Olamma's suspicions were eating at her. One night, she decided to follow him to his mother's room. She waited until Afam thought she was asleep and slipped out of bed. She quietly got up and tiptoed down the lobby towards Mama Afam's room. Her heart pounded in her chest as she gently pushed the door open, peeking inside. What she saw left her frozen in shock. Afam was lying in his mother's arms, suckling at her breast like a baby. Mama Afam held him as if he were still a child, her face filled with love and possession. Olamma stumbled back, nearly choking out loud, but caught herself. She quickly fled to their bedroom, unable to process the scene she had just witnessed. Olamma couldn't sleep that night. She tossed and turned, images of what she had seen tormenting her. How could this be happening? How could her husband, a full-grown man, still be breastfeeding from his mother? The next morning, Olamma confronted Afam. "I know what you are doing with your mother. I saw it with my own eyes." "Wait. The bottles of milk always in the fridge, those are from your mother?" Afam's face turned pale. He didn't deny it, nor did he try to explain. Instead, He stood still looking at her, his hands shaking. Olam, you don't understand. It's not what you think. This is different. Different? Olama's voice cracked. You're a grown man, Afam. This is not normal. Sucking from your mother's breast? Before Afam could respond, Mama Afam entered the kitchen. You don't understand, Olama. Afam is my miracle child. After 8 stillbirths, I finally had him. I vowed that I would never let anything happen to him. And this bond between us is sacred. Olama stared at her mother-in-law speechless. But he's not a baby anymore. This isn't right. He's still my child, Mama Afam said. I held him when no one else could. I fed him. And I have kept him healthy all these years. I've given him life. And I will continue to do so. Afam looked at his wife, his eyes pleading. But, Olam, it doesn't change the way I feel about you. But please, I need this. You have to understand. I don't want to stop. Olama's heart shattered. How could they expect her to understand this twisted bond? How could they both believe that this is acceptable? The love she had for her husband was strong. But this was too much. She didn't know what else to do. In the days that followed, Olama tried to distance herself from the situation. She focused on work, tried to keep busy, and avoided confronting the issue again. But every night, Afam would leave their bed and return to his mother's arms. And every night, Olama felt more betrayed. Then one evening, unable to hold her silence any longer, she went back to Mama Afam's room. This time, she didn't hide. She marched in, interrupting their ritual. This has to stop, she declared. I can't live like this anymore. Mama Afam rose slowly, shielding her son as if he were still a helpless infant. Olama, please. You can't break the bond between a mother and her child. Afam has suckled on this breast since the day he was born. He loves it. No, this is unhealthy. You are suffocating him, Mama. He's a grown man. But you won't let him go. He will never be free to live his own life as long as you hold him this way. Afam sat quietly, torn between his mother and his wife. His head hung low as Mama Afam's eyes filled with tears. I gave up everything for him. I won't lose him now. At that moment, Olama realized something profound. It wasn't just about the breastfeeding. It was about control. Mama Afam had lost so much in her life, and Afam was the only thing she had managed to hold on to. Her entire world revolved around him, and in a way, so did his. But Olama knew something had to change. Afam, she said so softly, turning to her husband, You are not a child anymore. You need to make a choice for your health, for our marriage, and for yourself. There was a long, tense silence. Then Afam spoke. I don't know how to stop Olam. I've been dependent on this my entire life. But I want to try. I want to try for you, and I want to try for us. Mama Afam wept openly. But she didn't protest. For the first time, she seemed to understand what was truly at stake. Her son's future. In the week that followed, the strange bond between mother and son was slowly broken. Afam stopped going to his mother's room at night. He began to distance himself from the dependency that had controlled him for so long. And as for Mama Afam, she reluctantly accepted that her son was no longer a baby. It wasn't easy, but she knew it was necessary. Olama watched her husband grow stronger, both physically and emotionally. The hold his mother had on him was weakening. And for the first time in their marriage, she felt hope for the future. But in the back of her mind, Olama couldn't shake the feeling that some things, once broken, could never be truly repaired. She had uncovered a secret, and while they were still healing, she knew the scars would remain. A reminder of the unbreakable bond between mother and child, and the abominable lengths some would go to keep this bond alive. The story teaches about setting healthy boundaries in relationships, particularly between parents and their grown children. It shows the importance of letting go and allowing individuals to grow into their own identity without being overly dependent or controlled by their parents.